The sacrifice of Isaac. Trusting in God's provision. The story of the sacrifice of Isaac is one of the most profound and challenging narratives in the Bible. It is found in Genesis chapter 22 and revolves around Abraham's faith and trust in God's promises and provision. The narrative begins when God commands Abraham to take his beloved son Isaac, the son through whom God had promised to make Abraham's descendants as numerous as the stars, and sacrifice him on Mount Moriah. Key themes in the sacrifice of Isaac. 1. Faith and obedience. Abraham's immediate response to God's command demonstrates unwavering faith. Despite the seemingly impossible situation, being asked to sacrifice his long-awaited son, Abraham obeys without hesitation. This illustrates the depth of his trust in God, believing that God would provide or find a way, even if it meant raising Isaac from the dead, as suggested in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 19. Key themes in the sacrifice of Isaac. 2. Testing of faith. This story reflects how faith is sometimes tested in extreme ways. The test was not for God to see if Abraham would obey, as God is all-knowing, but for Abraham to realize the strength of his own faith and for future generations to see what complete trust in God looks like. Key themes in the sacrifice of Isaac. 3. God's provision. Just as Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, an angel of the Lord stopped him, and a ram caught in a thicket was provided as a substitute sacrifice. Abraham named the place Jehovah-Jireh, meaning, "The Lord will provide." This highlights that God provides for his people, often in ways that surpass human understanding. Key themes in the sacrifice of Isaac. 4. Symbolism of Isaac and Jesus. Christian theology often sees Isaac as a type of Christ. Just as Isaac carried the wood for his sacrifice, so too did Jesus carry his cross. Isaac was to be sacrificed on Mount Moriah, which is associated with the location of Jerusalem, where Jesus would later be crucified. The substitution of the ram for Isaac prefigures the substitutionary sacrifice of Jesus for humanity. Key themes in the sacrifice of Isaac. 5. The cost of trusting in God. The story also teaches about the cost of discipleship. God sometimes asks for our most precious things to test where our ultimate loyalty lies. Abraham was willing to give up his son, showing that he trusted God more than the fulfillment of the promise itself. Lessons from the sacrifice of Isaac. Complete trust. Abraham's story encourages believers to trust in God's goodness and provision, even when his commands seem incomprehensible or difficult. God's faithfulness. God does not abandon his people. The ram provided in place of Isaac shows that God will always provide a way, though not always in ways we expect. Obedience brings blessings. Abraham's faith led to God's reaffirmation of his promises, ensuring that through Isaac, Abraham's descendants would indeed become a great nation. The sacrifice of Isaac. In conclusion, the sacrifice of Isaac is a powerful lesson about trusting God's provision, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. It points to the depth of faith required to follow God, and ultimately, it foreshadows the ultimate provision: Jesus Christ as the sacrificial lamb for the sins of the world. Subscribe, share, like, and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and associates. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for more information on Jesus Christ, God, Lord, Bible lessons and other religious content every day, week, month, and year. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the current information. Thank you for watching.